Oh god. That blurriness, that's when shit gets spooky. Oh, hey, stop. What? Where'd you go? Hey everybody, welcome to Falcon Plays The Consuming Shadow. As you can tell by the screen, this is a Yahtzee game from Zero Punctuation fame, and you might be familiar with other titles such as 5 Days a Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic. Of course, those were freeware games. The Consuming Shadow is actually a game that you have to purchase, but if you're familiar with those titles, you do know that the narrative, the story is usually really amazing, and The Consuming Shadow is no less of that whatsoever. The Consuming Shadow kind of plays a little bit as a roguelike Lovecraft game. We'll get more into it as we go into the game itself, but just to give you a little bit of a hindsight, let's get into some reading over here because the game has a great way of actually portraying dread and fear through the narrative itself. April 23, 2013. Last night, I dreamt that I was killed by something horrible. 2 details stand out: Stonehenge and 3 days. And I've learned not to dismiss my dreams when they get this vivid. For some reason, I cannot shake a sensation of déjà vu. I have memories of assembling a ritual, fleeing through darkened hallways, and firing a gun at something unimaginable. I feel like some distant part of me may have died this way, hundreds of times, perhaps thousands. Alrighty, so right off the bat, as you can see, you have a chance to kill yourself if you're beginning your journey. You could kill yourself, I mean, you know. Apparently this trip might be a little bit too scary for you, but we're tough, so we're going to be going with this begin journey. Alright, so remember, you have 60 hours essentially to get to Stonehenge and stop this ancient evil from crossing over to this world. Now, you could just go straight to it, but the problem about that is, I guess I'll get more into that really quickly. Right now we have a text message from the Ministry of Occultism. Let's open it up. Look for intel in cursed towns, restock and save towns. If you want my advice, start from Foreport and work it out from there. And this will kind of give you ideas of where to go. Now, mind you, as you're driving to other locations, this phone will go off, you'll get into random events. Not all of them are going to be positive. Sometimes just random phone calls will be taking damage to your sanity, which is actually indicated by that green meter over there. Your sanity goes, your sanity goes, and you know what that means? It means more than likely you're putting a bullet in your head, if not something else even more dreadful. So yeah, you want to keep that high. Your health is indicated by the red heart, as you could probably imagine. Let's come over here to the left-hand side. This will be your inventory here over time, spells which you will actually learn and actually be able to cast spells. Now, casting spells will actually deplete your sanity as well, so use them whenever you have to. And notes will be stuff that you kind of collect throughout the time. Now, what I mentioned about getting to Stonehenge and just getting there isn't going to be enough. If we go over to the table here, or at least let's check out this clues thing. My studies have shown that 3 distinct ancient ones are currently active. One of them is trying to break into our realm, the one I must banish. A second one is assisting them. A third ancient one, for ineffable reasons of their own, is working against them. Attempting to banish the wrong god would be disastrous. I must gather clues and identify my enemy. So this is a really important part. There's basically, don't rush to the end immediately. You gotta find some clues to kind of find out who is the god that you're trying to actually keep from coming into our realm. And that's the way you figure this out, by picking up clues as you go along. And then over here in your table, you could kind of, you know, for instance, say you get a clue about Chizo. I'm not going to be able to pronounce most of these names, by the way, just a heads up. Chizo, sure. Kizo, which is, I believe, part of the whole Kizo mythos from Yahtzee in general. But for instance, you'll get like the name of a god, their color, the rune, and then based on what you fill out over here, you try to figure out who is the god that you're actually trying to banish, in a sense, right? So you can't just go from point A to point B and be like, all right, I'm here, let's stop it. It doesn't work that way. You got to figure out who it is that you're actually trying to keep from crossing over to our realm. So yeah, it's really interesting in that regard. Let's go ahead and cancel out of here. Over here is going to be illegal drugs. We'll talk more about this when it comes up, but for now, let's go ahead and set our destination over here. So Stonehenge is all the way at the bottom. We have 60 hours to get there. So I guess we'll go over to Billsley first. Now, let's go ahead and drive. You don't have to hit up every single town. Towns are basically up to your discretion. Sometimes there'll be random events at towns that you can check out, which will actually give you more clues, spells, you know, items, money, and all that's going to be really important. Sometimes it doesn't tell you to go to a place and you'll go there and discover, you know, an event that wasn't, you know, noted for you. But it's up to you. You use your own exploration to your own discretion. You have received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Again, this could be positive or negative for you. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Burton that need exterminating. There's some extra cash in it for you if you're willing. So let's stop here our car for a second. Burton's going to be down that way. So luckily we are heading over to Billsley. So from there we could basically do some investigating or shopping around or fighting. And then we can move over to Burton if we want to take over that quest, which we probably do. So for now, let's just continue on our drive to Billsley here. I like that whole sticker there, that little notepad. Don't look back. I guess Post-it would probably be more ideal. Billsley, alrighty. Let's go ahead and get off of Billsley here. Enter town. April 23, 2013. 1 p.m. Billsley. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy, as I am confront what we stand to lose if I fail in my mission. So here we have a chance to either find supplies for an hour, or visit a hospital. If you go to the hospitals to kind of regenerate your health, I should say, but it costs money, and right now we don't really need that, so we'll go find some supplies. Now, finding supplies, I'm not sure if you just randomly find items. Most of the times when I do that, I just go into, like this, a shop, and then you can spend your cash over here. I have lost another precious hour, but I have finally found a black market dealer willing to take my money. And here's where you can spend some of your money. So right now, for the bottle of tranquilizers, we can spend all of our money on this, which actually prevent anxiety, which could be useful. Ammunition's going to be pretty useful as well. You don't want to run out of ammo because, man, you're going to be running away from enemies a lot, and if you run away from enemies, you actually lose sanity by doing so. So it's not really too well advised. Unlike other horror games where you're trying to avoid sometimes fights, like say Silent Hill, over here you actually get penalized for not going after every enemy. Hollow Point or Armor Piercer? Let's go ahead and buy some Armor Piercers, and I'll go down to 7. Hopefully with this mission that I'm going to try to go to at the next town over, I'll get some money for that. So right now, I'll spend down to this. I would have preferred getting the bottle of tranquilizers, but, I was going to be completely broke, and I'd rather have a few ammunition going on over here. All these bullets, by the way, work pretty well against certain enemies too, so keep that in mind. Let's go back to the car, I guess. We're done here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and set our destination here, and we want to go over to Burton now. Tim Burton. Monster Situs. We'll be doing some fighting here for sure. I'm not sure if I want to get involved with that because I don't think I have too much ammunition, but I guess we'll give it a try. Drive over there. Who dares win, as they say. So we'll cross forward here a little bit. I'll get a little bit of coffee. Meanwhile, I guess I'm not. You have received a text from an unknown number. Positive or negative, we don't know, but let's definitely check it out. We know where your children sleep. They will be eaten first, greased and spit roasted alive as they howl for their father. And that's going to probably be a sanity debuff. Oh yeah, lost some sanity for that. Who was that? Well, probably some of the forces of evil are trying to bring this god into our realm here. 16:22 p.m. Exhaustion is pulling at my eyelids to the point I can no longer ignore it. If I don't do something soon, I can't trust myself to drive safely. So right now we have a random event. These will sometimes happen, sometimes will be positive results, negative results. Again, it's all the whole roguelike procedural nation of the game itself. Do we want to pull over and take a nap? It's going to take some time, obviously. We could try to ignore it. We could stop for some coffee, which probably cost me a bit of money, which we're kind of low on. Let's go for the coffee. I guess I'll have some coffee meanwhile as well. That's actually lukewarm. That's a bad decision on my part. 16:23 p.m. Fortunately, I happen to be nearing motorway services that are still running, and I'm able to pay £5 for a jolt of caffeine delivered through an ornate arrangement of fraud. For now, my exhaustion is sufficiently at bay. Alright, so we did lose some money for that, but hey. It happened. So we're at Burton now. Let's go ahead and enter the town. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadows infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance. Oh, God. Alright, I wasn't ready for this yet. Hey, excuse me, my friend. You need to come down from there. Alrighty. I wasn't ready for just like an instant fight. Sometimes you have to go through a little bit of a dungeon. It kind of works as a bit of a dungeon crawl in a sense, but this was not one of them. I have recovered a small handful of 2 standard 9mm rounds. Alright, so we got some ammunition back, thankfully. And over here we got... I found some snack food, still safely wrapped. I ate it quickly for the energy boost. Alrighty. Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I'm able to give advice on future defense. The local authorities are grateful, and when I non too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. Alright, so we got some money for that. We're up to 15 cash now. So now we're here. We're done with the event. Now you have a little bit of chance to actually scope around, try to find some more items. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the Shadow's attention. So we want to spend an hour for some supplies, or do we want to visit the hospital? I don't think we need the hospital just yet, so let's go for the supplies, and hopefully we could get a good trinket over here. The trinkets kind of work like the bottle of tranquilizers that I talked about. That's one of them right there. Let's find out. We have armor piercer bullets. We have some 9mm rounds. So right now we have 3 bullets of the 9mm variety. You can't go past a round, by the way, so it caps off at 6 all the time. We also have a set of skateboard pads. Prevents broken limbs. I have not had an issue yet where I've gotten a broken limb, but I have not actually had this item on my inventory before. And again, I want to kind of fill out the files as we go along. So I'll buy this for 6, sure. And we'll go ahead and might as well just equip it right now. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and we have 9 left, huh? Let me go ahead and just top ourselves off over here. And do we want to top ourselves off with the armor piercers? You know what? Let's just go ahead and balls through the wall. So we're broke now. So hopefully we get another mission pretty soon. Let's go ahead and return to the car, and we're basically done here. Now, if we come over here to the side, I could actually heal up that damage by using our med kit. I guess I'll show that off really quickly here. So you show it off, and you'll, use up. You have 100%, so after it hits 0, you have to get another one. Drugs, it'll be used for different things, but once we acquire some, I'll go more into detail about them. Let's go ahead and set a destination right now. We have no other objectives, so we have a few choices here. We have Billsey, we've been there. We go to Harris Row, Saxward, Sumholm, or Castle Church. Let's go to Castle Church. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and drive over there. That don't look back poster is always just there hanging out. Just that dreary feeling about this entire game. I really enjoy it because of that. Alrighty, let's go ahead and enter the town. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. Alright, so this is basically, nothing's going on here, thankfully. Unfortunately for us, we have no money, so this is kind of a waste of a trip for us. So we're gonna just return right now, and go ahead and set our next destination, because there was nothing going on here. Let's go over to Saxward. Again, as I've mentioned, we do have a time limit. We have to get to the Stonehenge by, 60 hours word. But if you don't know who you're going after, it's kind of pointless to do so. We have an unknown number. Let's go ahead and open it up. Hi, I don't know you. A dream told me that I should help you. I've sent you 9 quid. I hope that's enough. Hey, thank you. I actually did need some help, so I'm glad you got that dream to give a brother a hand here. I'm not really a brother, or a brother, but you know what I mean. I appreciate the generosity. Saxward. Great. Let's go ahead and enter this town. This looks really dark here. The atmosphere is... sorry, let me go back to the voice here. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now. Alrighty. Well... I still don't want to... Sure, let's take an hour just to investigate. Maybe we'll get another interesting trinket. I doubt it, but... Oh, we did! So, the shoulder stock actually improves firing rate. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and purchase that. So we'll have a second item to equip over here. And by the way, you could actually unequip these on the fly as well. So for instance, I know there's a trinket that actually makes it so every single lockpick attempt that you do always succeeds. So you could actually equip those, because you could only equip 3 at a time. So for instance, say you have like a passive item that you could actually benefit from driving, which there are trinkets that actually benefit when you're driving. You could actually unequip those when you go into a town and through a dungeon. Speaking of dungeons, we haven't gone through one yet. I'm trying to get to one pretty soon to show you that there's more to this game beyond just driving around and going to visit a town. But unfortunately, we're, I guess, not getting lucky in that regard, or I guess we are getting lucky by avoiding dungeons with monsters. Who knows? Depends on which way you look at it. We'll go to Old Hill, and we will go and drive forward one more time here. You have received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Let's go ahead and open this one. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Hobluxter that need exterminating. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. So let's go ahead and stop here really quickly. Where is that at? Oh, it's all the way down there. You're making me kind of rush down there, which I don't really want to do, so I'm sorry. I think we might have to bypass that one. Let's continue driving to our destination of Old Hill, however. It's just kind of putting me out of the way, or at least kind of getting me closer to Stonehenge, which I really want to do, because I want to find some more clues. Obviously, we have no clues right now. So we're getting the exhaustion thing again. If I don't do something soon, I can trust myself to drive safely. Try to ignore it. We can't have coffee anymore. Unfortunately, there's nothing over here that we could buy some caffeinated drinks from. So I guess we'll have to pull over and take a nap, which is unfortunate, but so be it. I pulled over for the hard shoulder, reclined the seat back, and allowed myself to drift off. The fact that I was able to sleep under the circumstances is testament to how exhausted I must have been. I seem to remember walking briefly to the sound of insectile chittering all around my car, then being forced back to unconsciousness by a blow to the head. That goes some way to explaining why I'm here now. The next task will be to determine where exactly here is. Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay, here's one of the dungeons that I talked about. Another victim of the shadow. Boils coat, their flesh, and even the back of their throat, to the point that suffocation may have been the cause of death. Oh boy. Objective, escape. Alright, so we got some melee attacks, we have some gunshots over here. Let's go ahead and stick to the 9mm standing around so we can also run. Alright, this is one of the dungeon crawling asks I told you about. I'm glad I kind of finally got it by not even my choice. Find some items here. We got 3 usable bullets in the clip. Ah, man. Unfortunately, we already had this already stocked up here. We didn't really gain ammo, game. Don't lie to me. Alrighty. Alrighty. Good so far. We have up passage or left. Let's go up right now. I have found an ancient 9mm pistol with 3 usable bullets in the clip. That's an ancient pistol, by the way, not just your common one. So right now we have an option to the top or to the left. We haven't seen any enemies yet, which is actually pretty good. I prefer to keep it that way. Maybe they just kidnapped me and just left me here like as a prank or something. That would be great. This is going to be lockpicking. No, I could actually just walk through here. Alright, we gotta find the exit. That's what we're looking for. Oh, good. Hey. Off from there. Get out from there. You jerk. Mostly garbage, but there's a piece of sturdy wire I could probably twist into a lockpick. Nice. Another door here. Please tell me this is the exit. I don't think this is the exit, guys. Oh, it is. Alright, we could continue... Not yet. We could continue exploring a little bit here, and it's probably to our best advantage if we do so. Now, enemies have a tendency to sometimes respawn in a room. Keep that in mind. The spells is this right here. I don't have any spells just yet, so I'm not going to use that, but once we get a spell, I'll try to show that off. Okay, leaving the room with monsters alive reduces your sanity. So there was actually a monster in that room, I just didn't spot him, so we did lose some sanity because I left it without clearing it out, which is something I talked about earlier before. I'm just trying to get some more items, though. I hope this is the right call. We got 2 more hollow point bullets. Great. We actually got 2 hollow point bullets, which we had none of. All these bullets, by the way, have a tendency to actually help you against certain enemies. What those enemies are, I'm not really sure. I've kind of, I know of a few that kind of work pretty well against certain enemies, but not all of them. I have found a dusty breathing mask that isn't completely beyond salvage. Oh, nice! This is actually going to be amazing because it actually halves toxic damage. Ooh, nice. That actually costs 15 pounds when you usually buy it by yourself. So that's a good find for us. Now, the longer you spend in an area, the spookier things get. It! Fucking jerk. Get down from there, piece of shit, you. We got 2 pounds. Great. I want to get to the exit now. No more exploring. No. Oh, we're at a 9mm round, so we have to switch over to armor piercer, unfortunately. That's a damn shame. Unless there's a reload function I'm not aware of. I don't think there is. Alright, let's continue running here. Please no enemies. Please. Oh, there's an enemy behind me! Can I just, melee you? I think I probably can. Get your ass over here, piece of shit. There you go. Perfect. Oh, God. That blurriness, that's when shit gets spooky. Oh, hey. Stop. What? Where'd you go? Yeah, that spooky little blur that happened, that's probably what happened with this monster here, too. Let's leave. Hooey! If you guys are familiar with the game Eternal Darkness, think of that when shit like this happens. Sometimes it's not really there, but your sanity is kind of playing against you, so sometimes things happen that aren't really there like that. Let's continue. Let's leave. Whew. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap it up here for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. I need a bit of a breather, because, oh God almighty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up. I will catch you next time.